Hi, in this tutorial let us see how to do basic authentication in Ballerina and how to use Docker networking to deploy multiple Ballerina services. For this, let me create a new folder and this will be the project folder, and then give this folder a name, and then I'll use VS Code and I will open this folder here in VS Code. I have already opened it. I can go to control open folder and simply open this folder, and then I will go to the terminal and I will call Ballerina init on this folder. That will initialize a project for me, Ballerina project. And let me delete this automatically created file, and let me create two new folders, two new modules in this project. Let me give this a name company data service, and I will also create another folder called company recruitment agency service. This is similar to one of the guides, but quite different. But here this company data service will be the internal API that will be accessing for our use case, and this will be the external API that will be exposing to other users. The main task of this would be to access the database and populate data for us, but basically in the demo we won't be accessing databases, it's simply returning values. For this I will be sharing these files with you. Here in this text file I have this first I have this code, and let me create a new file also here, and company data service. Let me give this the name company data service.bell, and let me paste the code that I just copied. This is the code that I just copied. So basically what this function does is it just for each company, for each company's name, it just returns the vacancies available for each of the companies. Here the values available is hard coded for each company, but you can use a database to access these and return the values appropriately, or you can use any other mechanisms available. This is only a demo and a simple service. This will be the internal service. And here for the company recruitment agencies, that will be the public API. I will create another Ballerina service, namely company recruitment agency.bell, and I have shared with you this file which you can access, and you can copy this code. Here what it basically does is it create a client to access this service, and it has its own API, check vacancies, and for each company it takes the name of the company as the path parameter, and for each name you get the name here. For path parameters you can access it like this, and for each name, if it matches one of these, it simply calls the internal API to get the details, and then for each detail it simply returns. If the response is a valid response, it simply returns the response. It basically acts as a proxy, but this is the hidden service, and this is the public service. So we can run these two. I will use the Ballerina VS Code terminal to run the service, company data service. I'm sorry, you have to use Ballerina run. It initiated the first service, and I will use another terminal to run the second service. There is, I have already running a Docker container. Let me close this and come back to it. I have stopped my Docker containers, so let me run this service again. Now the service is running. Let me do a curl command. I have shared the curl command with you. That will access the service and return the desired data. Let me create a new terminal, paste this curl command and run it. You can see you get the available job roles. And let me go ahead and now this is the public API, and it has to be secured, so we need some form of authentication. So let's see how to use basic authentication in this case. So I have this configuration file, that is a user configurations. It has the password and for each user and the scope. So you need to create a configuration file, and you can copy the configuration file to company, your project root folder, and then we need to authorize this. So I have this authorization code here, and I'll copy that, and we are going to authorize the recruitment agency service. So I'll edit here. Sorry, it should be HTTP, and for this you can see like it's the basic authentication, and authentication type is configuration, and I'm adding a secure socket. Then for the listener, let me add a config like this, config equal, and this is the configuration that I'm going to apply. I'm adding the auth providers, the auth provider I just created, and I'm adding my secure socket, that is the you can use your own key store and password. This is the Ballerina one I'm using. And then this is, we are not going to secure this. We will see how we are going to expose only this service, and we are going to hide this service. So we are securing on this only this service. Once you have done that, let me go to the previous terminals, close this service and close this also, and then let me restart this. And let me restart this as well, but you need to specify the config file. This is the config file which we copied, users, was it simple users.conf. That is the configuration file. Once you have done that, you can start your service, and let us use a curl command to access this. I have the curl command for you. This is one correct with the correct authorization header, and it is -k for HTTPS. Now we are securing, we have a secure service. So let me call this. You can see you can get this company. You can use any of the values here. You can use ASA, and also you can use like only people with you can use this configuration on the resource to make sure only people with the scope, particular scope, can access this resource. And here all our website, so it won't affect anything, but you can specify the scope as well. And just to be cautious, if you change the scope, user won't be able to access it. Let me run that and show you. Yeah. Now let me send this curl request again. You can see that authentication failure because we changed the scope. We can change the scope back. And maybe I can send this curl request again. You get back the request, the response. So you can specify scope in the resource configuration also. If it is not mentioned, all the scopes are taken. So now we have seen how to make this service more secure using basic authentication. Let us see how to use Docker networking to only expose this service and hide this service. So for Docker networking, let me close these two services, and I have these configurations. For company data service, it's very simple. You have this configuration, you copy this, and for this company data service, it's a hidden service and we have no authorization for this. Let me curl this. Okay, and I will import Docker here. /docker, and then this is the registry and this is the name and this is tag, and I am asking to expose all the ports. That's all we have for this. For this, I have this configuration in the computer recruitment agency docs text file. I have this configuration, which I will add just before the listener, and I will also import Ballerina x Docker. And here you can see this is the same Docker config name and registry name and tag. And here for copy files, I am going to copy the user.conf from the root of my project to user.conf at the Ballerina runtime environment. And I am saying that it is a configuration file. Setting this value to true means that it will take it as a configuration file. So after adding this one, I will change this localhost to data service. This is because I am going to access this service from this service, but the ports of this will not be exposed to outside. So these both services will be running in separate containers and they will be in the same network. Once we give this service the name data service, we can access that service by its name. Let me see how it works. So I will copy this also. So I will now build my code. Remember to change this word to data service, and I will Ballerina build. that will build my service. After that you can see that did I save this? I have saved this. Let me build it again. So it builds both of the Docker containers, you can see, and now I can run the Docker like this. It says to run the company data service like this, but I won't be doing this. I won't be exposing this to port to outside. Before running this one, let me create a Docker network. Docker network dot create. I will create a new Docker network called, say, website. That's specific to my website. So I'll create this Docker network, and you can see Docker network ls, and you can see that I have created this website network. That's a bridge local network, and then I will run this one, copy this. I'm going to run the company data service, but I'm running it differently. I'm not going to expose this port -d. I'm not going to expose this port. I'm going to attach this to my new network that I created, and I'm going to give this the name that we have specified here, data service, and I'm going to run that. Sorry, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to run it here. So I have run -d -net name and the image name. So that's how I'm going to run this. So it's running. So let me run the recruitment service. I'm going to expose the port, which is just fine. So I will paste my this, and let me assign this also to the network website, and I'll give this the name recruitment service. So now we have started the two Docker containers. Docker, yes, you can see these two services are running, and one has these ports exposed and one has only these ports exposed within the network. This is exposed to the outside, but this is only exposed within its own network. So they both ports are running. And one more thing, you can go to the target and view the Docker files of this. Here this goes Ballerina run for company data service.ballex, and it will have Ballerina run --config user config. It uses this file configuration files also for running. So now we have these services running, and here we have this. We are accessing it internally through the network, and we can use the same curl command to run this. You can see you got the message back. Now we are running it as a Docker container, and we are exposing only this service, and we are hiding this service. So this service will be accessing this service using by its name. So let me curl to ABC, but you will not be able to curl to this service anyway. So just to show that you can use this command and curl to C. With curl to C, if you can access it, but you won't be able to. This is completely hidden, so could not resolve host. So let me see, localhost could not, fail to connect to localhost, connection refused. So this service is not exposed, but only this service is exposed. That is how you use Docker networking with Ballerina to deploy multiple services in different containers, and we saw how to use basic authentication with Ballerina services and in Docker containers. Thank you for watching.